Alrighty, guys. Merry Christmas. Welcome to episode 3 of Modern Bros. Happy holidays to everyone.
Episode 17.
Episode 17. Yeah, episode 3 of season 2, but episode 17 in total. And a holly jolly Christmas and happy holidays to everyone.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
We decorated. We put in effort.
Merry holidays.
We have a tree. You want to get your nuts cracked? You know what I mean?
Hey, not everyone celebrates.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, okay, so that's true. Very true. Very true that not everybody celebrates Christmas, but you should. Even if you're Jewish, why not do both? More presents.
Well, it depends how
More
you do
giving.
the Hanukkah, 7 days of gifts.
True.
How many gifts are you giving each day?
And I've heard homies that are Jewish that celebrate Hanukkah,
Mm-hmm.
that it's like they're like, dude, some days you're like getting like the most badass, crazy shit.
Yeah,
You know, like first day is something small, and then it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
Damn. Fuck. I
Maybe
need to
I'll
become
start.
Jewish.
I'm gonna start celebrating
Convert.
Hanukkah and Christmas. Just represent.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
As you may notice, I am 20 years older. Millions of packs of cigarettes deep, and a lot of whiskey, a lot of Ford commercials. And here we are. This is what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when did this start with your voice? If you guys can't already tell, his voice is a little raspy. He's about to do a Ford commercial.
It started on Wednesday or Tuesday. Tuesday, I was like, oh, my throat's kind of like bothering me or whatever.
Okay.
And then like the next day, it was like this. It was worse than this. It was like cutting out, like I was a skipping record. Like it was like bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was like it was really bad.
Yeah, at least you didn't have like any other symptoms with it,
Well,
know?
dude,
It's just like
That's why I was like, dude, thank God for not having. I literally only have my throat, no congestion, so I can breathe through my nose fine. Like I can breathe through my lungs fine.
It's a little sus.
Dude, it's AIDS. I just wanted to say it here on the pod.
Luke's been diagnosed.
I'm in communication with Magic Johnson though, so
Oh, okay.
we're
You got
good.
his doctors?
Yeah. He's gonna lend me the $100,000 you need to get cured.
Yeah, just $100,000 straight injected into your bloodstream.
They
Yeah.
concentrate it up
Yep.
right into your veins, baby.
Yeah.
And they say that makes you rich too. Like what happens is your whole life changes.
When you get AIDS?
After you get the shot, the cure, $100,000 concentrated into your bloodstream.
Mhm.
It's not all of a sudden your life starts to change. I'll tell you real quick with my deep Southern voice. Now you listen here.
That's a side effect right there of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we call Southern AIDS. Dude, how funny would it be? Like whoever you got sick from,
Yeah.
like you started sounding like them or some shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
it was
yeah.
like their sickness that you're getting from them.
Yeah,
and
you'd
shit.
know immediately. It's
Yeah,
like,
you'd
God, mother.
Jimmy. That'd be so nuts.
Oh man, dude, it's a weird time of the. Well, one, it's a happy, amazing time of the year.
Yes.
But it's a weird time that, this is the holidays where people come together, thankful for one another, and give each other like presents and stuff like that. But the time that we're living in right now, it's kind of weird. No, people. I don't feel the holiday spirit when I'm out there.
I'll be honest. I've said Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas to probably like hundreds of people and gotten maybe like 2 back, like 2 Happy Holidays back or 2 Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably because they were all Jewish.
It doesn't matter, dude. If you said Happy Hanukkah, I'd be like, oh, Happy Hanukkah, man. Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Yo, you got a Hanukkah for me? I want to wear one, bro.
Yeah.
So it's been weird for sure.
Yeah.
The vibe is different.
Yeah.
We also have like, I think it's because of COVID, bro. Like the social thing and like,
I'm tired of blaming COVID for everything.
but I think this is the repercussions of
Yeah,
it,
it's
Yeah,
the
no,
after
no.
effects.
the aftermath.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's. I hate when people do blame like their 2 years hiatus on
Yeah.
COVID, and I'm like, dude, you had all the time in the world. You can't
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it jokingly,
Yeah.
but like it's just funny because like that's like the reality.
Yeah.
Everything is like, well, it's because COVID. And I'm
Yeah.
like, All right. I'm like 5 years later. COVID really got me.
Well, that was one of the side effects of the booster. You didn't hear that?
No,
It
what
takes
is that?
away your holiday cheer.
Oh dude, that makes sense, bro. I haven't gotten poked with anything, so
Yeah.
that's probably why, dude.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's been proven by science.
You just like line up 100 people and they're like, "Hey, so no? All right. I guess
Hey,
it proves it."
Merry Christmas. Oh, he got the booster.
Yeah, yeah. You got the booster, man. Yeah.
Oh
And,
man.
yeah. Also, it came way too fast.
What
Like,
did?
like Christmas, it was like
Okay.
Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm on Monday,
Yeah.
and I'm coming."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, shit." Like,
Well, that's why I get stoked and like worried every
Yeah.
time Thanksgiving comes around because it's like, okay, it's not just Thanksgiving, it's Christmas and New Year's back to back.
back to back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to do a show at the Santan Casino or whatever,
Mhm.
on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So I have set up on the 30th, 31st show, and then we break down on, which is actually, we might even be breaking down the same night because it says the first, but it goes till 1 a.m. It's just
Yeah.
processed to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of weird.
It's kind of, I'm
Yeah.
kind of sad. Oh,
Well,
the
Late night.
realization of life is true.
I'm excited, man. New year always I always have the mentality that, you should always grow and keep growing and keep working on yourself. But when it's a new year, it's like you get to really dial in your focus. Like, what do I want to change this year? Into perspective.
What do you want to change
Yeah.
next year?
Oh, that's a great question. What do I want to change this year?
This
I
is
think
something I've thought about.
I want to, yes. Okay. So I want to work on definitely more patience. I'm always trying to work on that, but I want to focus on patience
It's a good thing
and
as a man to worry about.
yeah,
Control.
and opening up my ears more, being a little more calmer in my affect and just trying to listen more, you know.
Fuck yeah.
That's I think those are two good things.
For me, it's more. Next year's gonna be a health year for me.
Nice. That's always a great.
So like, I want to try and cut back on the zins. I want to cut back on the smoking weed. I want to work out more. I want to meal prep. I want to like have my grill out there. I want to start cooking chicken every Sunday.
Yeah.
And like, I want to get in a routine.
Yeah.
I want to get in a healthy routine, and so that I want my life to flow
Yeah.
smooth.
Feel better doing the things that you're already doing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, I'm already like, I've already made small steps over this year,
Mhm.
which has been nice. Like, the thing that I literally always say it is that when Joe Rogan literally says like, conquer your inner bitch, I will literally tell myself like, don't be a pussy, just get
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Like, stop procrastinating. It's pointless. You might as well just get it done.
Yeah. Cade,
know.
what is your New Year's?
New Year's resolution.
Yeah, resolution.
Dude, you got that. I
My-
didn't even notice you got the club
Mine-
tails.
Oh
baby.
yeah.
Dude.
The sponsor.
Dude, oh bro, I might have to even
Podcast sponsor.
in the new year just like send an email.
Well, if we're doing sponsors, Buffalo Trace, you're the only bourbon I drink. I love your bourbon. Please sponsor me.
We
You
will.
guys are amazing. Thank
The
you so
only
much for
way
this
I
gift.
will allow them to sponsor us is if
Uh-huh.
they give us like a head of a buffalo for the studio, like on the wall or something.
No whiskey, no bourbon, just a head
No,
of a buffalo.
Maybe with a fountain to give us whiskey out of the mouth.
But hey, we need more. Throw up for us.
Yeah, dude. Just Buffalo Trace, and then just makes a sound like a buffalo. What does a buffalo sound like?
Yeah. Fuck, I don't know.
Is it like a
It's like
deeper-
a yeah. It's like
Yeah.
similar to like a moose or like a elk. I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. though.
Favorite
They did kill a lot of them.
Yeah. Hey, they got their back though.
Yeah.
They're bouncing back. The new times.
Yeah,
they're
New Year.
bouncing- yeah.
That's a resolution.
Yeah, they're like, we're trying to save our species this year. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah. But
So yeah, what's your
resolution?
What's your resolution? Tim?
I mean, mine's I guess kind of similar to Luke's in a way, but it's just basically but also would just really focusing on like being like following through with my word.
Mm.
So like whatever I say I'm gonna do, just get it done
Yeah.
rather than procrastinate. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
That's a
feel
great
it.
one, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a killer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Definitely.
I read something very interesting about procrastination and wanting to do so from what I've read, if you want to do something or change something, don't tell any even though we just all said what we're gonna fucking do different, but in you don't want to be telling people what you're gonna change because it makes it less likely that you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just gotta keep it in your head and keep it to yourself. And I found that very interesting because I'm like, why is that? Is like,
see, I think I
Well, not only don't tell other people, but literally don't even tell yourself. You
yeah.
literally have to trick your own brain.
Yeah, you don't say it out loud. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta like fucking psych yourself into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
that.
one of the things that I also wanted to focus on, my bad, Luke, was
No, go ahead.
cutting out nicotine.
Mm,
And like I've been trying to like slowly wean myself away from it
mhm.
like the past month or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I notice whenever I say like
Mhm.
don't hit the vape or whatever, like that's when I crave it the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you have to
Facts.
like literally just like not think about it and
Yeah.
just go about your business and then
Now is
like
vaping the only nicotine that you do?
uh yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's rough. So I just gave it up a week ago, baby, because I vape and I only zinned, and then I started vaping around like 6 months ago after a night out. Yes. A
Zen
sponsor.
gone.
This is actually I want
Yeah,
this sponsor.
this is what
Please.
we need right here.
Yeah, right here. Um
That would be the most.
and it was so weird. Like I quit it and I have to throw in like a double now of Zen for like a week because but I think it's the oral fixation for me that I'm so
Oh, dude,
used
that's
to.
100% what it
Yeah.
is. Because it's the same
Yeah.
thing for me. I'll get the moments where I'm
Yeah.
more stressed, have a Zen in, but I'm like, dude, I just wish I was next to my buddy who had his vape,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I want to sit there and like have
Yeah.
something just to fucking,
That's what it is for me too
yeah,
most of
dude.
the
I
time.
also coughed up like when I quit smoking cigarettes, right? You know, you cough up
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
tar
yeah.
and phlegm and shit.
Mm,
Even with quitting vaping on day
caught up a
Oh
two,
bunch
yeah.
I'm
of,
coughing. I'm like, I already knew this was bad. I know vaping's not as bad as cigarettes, but I'm like, I don't want anything in my lungs anymore. I'm just tired of it. I'm over it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably get there eventually.
Yeah. Hey, everybody's at their own pace, dude.
Nah, man, I'm smoking a pack a day for the past 30 years.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will say I think weed takes less of a toll on your lungs than
Well, and depending on
cigarettes or vape though do.
Definitely cigarettes.
how much you do it
Vape.
too.
It depends. So if it's actual weed, it's worse than vaping. And it's still less than cigarettes because cigarettes have like 100
The
different chemicals
chemicals and shit, yeah.
in them. But it's the combustion of the smoke and all the tar that you're getting in. Like if you smoke a joint, it's worse than vaping, but less than cigarettes. If you vape cannabis, with the pens, that's like equal to vaping.
I feel like whenever I vape, my lungs are worse than when smoking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
personally.
Well, it might be because of the fact that I'm like, I don't know if you know this from smoking cigarettes, but like if I don't smoke cigarettes and I like stop smoking after smoking for a while, that first 2 days, my lungs are like, where the hell is that? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
breathe
yeah.
as good unless I have a cigarette. So your lungs kind of come accustomed to what you do the most.
Yeah.
So that
Facts.
might be that. Yeah.
Also, your lungs are one of the few organs in your body that every 7 years they make a genetic copy. Like all their cells make a genetic copy of what they are right there. And that's what it's gonna be for the next 7 years as far as copies. So it always
Oh,
freaks me
okay.
out.
Kate's like, Kate, are you like I'm like, fuck.
All right. All right.
Yeah, so like that's like I stopped vaping a while ago because it it's just I was like feeling it. I
Yeah.
felt the heaviness in my chest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like because with these, I'm not all the time and I can sit there and like hit it once and like
Mhm.
come back to it whenever.
Yeah.
It's different. Like with vaping, bro, it's so easy with the flavors and
Mhm.
like and you're just chilling, fucking kicking back, watching tunes or whatever, and just
Yeah.
it's just easy. It's just
Yeah.
so
Well, yeah, I
easy. It's
guess
nuts.
maybe not as much the lungs, but like I think vaping produces a lot more like mucus and like
Phlegm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
would agree
Cause
with that.
yeah,
Well, it's
cause
just irritation. Your lungs aren't meant to like have anything else besides the air we breathe. That's it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I know. It was fucking shock to me. I saw it and I was like, this is bullshit.
Wait, what? Imagine the shock. What? What?
Yeah. Cigarettes are bad?
What? This whole time.
Yeah.
I thought
That was
good.
everybody in the 50s.
Yeah. Everyone's like, dude, this gives me muscles. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nicotine plus caffeine equals protein.
And a shot of whiskey and like a nice glass of whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were always just, dude, they used to have parties in the 50s. Like specifically, they would say, like, hey, come over. We're having cocktail hour. That's why like our great grandparents and like sometimes our grandparents had like a bar in their house that was all nice and decked out. Cause back in the day, bro, they were inviting people all saucing up, dude.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's fine. What are you talking about?
You know what I would love to do if I ever like was able to like time travel or some shit? I would love to visit a speakeasy, dude. That would be
That's
sick.
a good. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Well,
Seems like a good time.
Yeah, like it's more dangerous because it's illegal. Like in this time, it's legal for you at your age,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it was illegal over the whole country. So you're like, ooh, I'm a little kid.
It's just like how smoking weed was more like
Yeah.
like thrilling when it was illegal.
Yeah.
I always fuck around with my coworker, and he's like, yeah, I didn't smoke weed until it was like legal, and I was 21. I was like, you fucking pussy.
So you didn't smoke weed, basically.
And I was like, you didn't even do it when it was legal. You didn't have the fucking panic and like the fucking shit. Like all these kids nowadays are just like, whatever, dude, just smoke up, whatever, dude, anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, dude, there used to be so much stress.
Now, do you want to know the positives though to nicotine just itself? Nicotine, the chemical in your brain. Okay, so nicotine, and now Zins. I know that down the line there's going to be something with irritation of the gums. I don't think it's going to be so much gum disease because it's just nicotine salt, but the chemical nicotine on your brain has shown improvements in cognition, a decrease in likelihood of Alzheimer's and dementia. If you
I'm with that one.
If you use nicotine, you have less chance of that happening to you, and that's why I like Zins because there's no Surgeon General's warning because there's no tobacco on it, but I still think that there's going to be like irritation, gum irritation, like just from putting it up there over time. But I'm cool with that as long as I don't get cancer.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll just get fake teeth.
I don't know. The reason why I want to cut it out in general, though, is just because like the urge. Like I hate just like feeling like I need to feel like naked or like get a hit or like get a Zin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
feeling that hold over you.
Yeah, I hate that feeling.
It's the
so
worst.
it's like I'd rather just have, and I don't ever feel that with weed. Like I don't ever feel like I need to smoke.
Yeah.
Like I could go without it. Like but like nicotine is like definitely has like some difference in that aspect.
And nicotine, I've always said is like the hardest one to like fully give up.
Yeah, I'm never doing it.
It's so easy to just grab it and buy it and do it.
Yeah, I won't have anything in my lungs anymore, but I'm never giving up these. There's no way.
Well, and that's like for me with weed. Like I'd rather give up nicotine than weed because I'd rather just switch to edibles.
Yeah.
Like 5 milli, 10 millis affecting me with a sativa that get me like feeling like, and I'm kind of buzzing at a good frequency where like I'm focused and locked in on everything that's around me.
Yeah, like a few times, like I could see myself like a few times a year, like literally like 3 times a year doing an edible for like a New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Like
because
doing
that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to smoke less, do more edibles.
Yeah.
And find the edible that I like. Because a lot of the time what happens when I have edibles is it makes me feel, I get that weed hangover from edibles.
Yeah.
I get like that, like
groggy.
Yeah, and like I feel sluggish. I don't like that. I don't get that with smoking it.
See, that's why I like edibles. Well, not for the hangover part. Like the next day, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I do like the feeling because if I ever wanted to smoke now, which I don't really, because I don't generally like this feeling. But say I'm so stressed out, and just like got so much shit going on. I like edibles because they just chill me out. It's like my whole body's relaxed. I'm tired. It's like I'm just laughing a bit and like I'm just chilling, dude.
Yeah.
If I smoke, my mind's racing.
Yeah,
I can't pinpoint where I want to go.
And I want to get more to a point, I guess, like with weed too, where it's more of like a end of day, like almost like celebratory. Like, dude, you accomplished all the things you wanted to do today.
Yeah.
And then like now we can kick back.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
just ride out the night and then go
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where like next year I'm hoping things are gonna be headed.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Those are good goals.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Speaking of the new year and new changes and stuff like that, you guys have heard of the Twitch thing that
Have
is
you heard
happening.
of
I mean,
this?
this doesn't have to do with New Year's, but this is just a
This is a
change to
new
Twitch,
change, yeah.
and I think we're
I,
gonna have a good conversation about this.
yes.
Have you heard about Twitch?
Mm.
So Twitch now, from what I've heard, allows nudity on their platform.
Why aren't we on there right now? Just
Subscribe.
podcast. You imagine us just fucking balls, jibs hanging
Okay, so
out.
how do you-
We're just
I'll be right back. I'm creating a Twitch account.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
I think it's bad.
Okay.
There's too many kids who are on Twitch as it is, and that's not what the platform was meant for. It's
Yeah.
meant for gaming,
Yeah.
and content creation. And it wasn't meant for you to flash, your dick or your pussy or your tits or whatever,
Yeah.
to sell yourself sexually.
Yeah.
That's not what it was meant for.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is
Well,
America.
Well, yeah, what about Kate? What's your
Okay.
thoughts on this?
On that, okay, I will say, that specific
Yeah.
instance,
Yeah.
Twitch is doing the right move because that's literally what everyone's doing now. Like,
Do you think, and like,
OnlyFans is blowing up. They're making millions of dollars. Like all those, all
Mhm.
those,
that's
all
true.
those platforms are making millions of dollars of girls just shaking their ass or stripping down a little bit and like showing some skin.
So
Well,
this
So Twitch itself is
Yeah.
making the right move, but I agree with you in the sense of like,
You're saying like
everyone shouldn't-
business wise, you're saying they have to.
yeah,
But
okay.
like morally and
morally,
socially,
no, yeah,
it's like, come on.
right.
Dude, this is
Right.
this is my problem with the whole thing, and this doesn't even just go with Twitch. I'm honestly so sick of the over sexualization of everything. Like, I can't watch a goddamn good movie anymore without a sex scene in it, like 3 times. And like even in sex scenes in movies, like, and I'm old school. Like, I'm like, I don't watch porn. I don't want to see like other naked people. Like, that's just not me. Like, I think that's a special thing between me and my girl. I'm like, that's the only person I want to see. And you could do a sex scene in a movie. I've seen many of them in older movies where nobody's naked. They're just like under the sheets and like they pant, like they show in the bed. It's like, what's going on. You don't need to see the things,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
everything.
I do
nowadays-
agree with this. It was more creative.
Yeah.
It was more like mysterious.
Yeah.
Like the sex scenes were a little bit more like, ooh, don't show that. Like you can't, like they show a leg, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It was different. It for sure was. It
Yeah,
was
and I
definitely,
feel like the fact that, and Kate, you made like a great point. It's like that business wise, it was a smart move because everyone's doing it. But it's like,
Right.
fuck, man, what the hell is like when like it's gonna be weird. Even I mean, we already think this generation that is younger than us is
fucking nuts.
weird. Imagine like the generation after that, everything's just gonna be like sex is just gonna be like thrown in their face immediately.
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
Do you think it's also so this is something that like so Japan is very sexualized
Yeah,
as a country because of
I think they're just very repressed as people. So they
well
have
and
their
they,
outlets.
and they also push it as a government because they have a low birth rate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's less men than women, I think. I think there's more women now than there are men or something like that.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
far as
yeah.
the age and stuff.
Yeah.
And so could that be what because there are less kids being born. People are being, are trans and like doing this, that. And
I
they're
see
like,
what you're saying, but I
you know,
don't think that's the
you
intent.
don't
I think
think that like we're that far where it's like
no,
okay,
because I
that's what
don't
they're
think
doing now.
these companies and are like we need more kids. We want more money because
Money.
sex sells.
No,
Like
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not making more kids because
I'm not saying that is what it's at. I'm more like presenting
Mhm.
the idea of like, hey, I don't know, is asking you guys
If
like maybe
anything-
this is a thought they have. I don't know.
before it was like kind of like he was saying how old traditional ways is like sex is like almost like sacred or
We
like
talked about
a
this on the
bond
last pod.
Yeah.
between you and your partner.
Yeah.
But when they just like make it so upfront and center and so common, then
Makes
people,
it less. Yeah.
yeah, it makes it less like important or like special.
Yeah.
And that's why like everyone, we did talk about this
We
last
talked
week.
about
I don't think we touched we touched on it, but I don't think we talked deep into it though.
I cut out some of it because I was like,
Okay.
where are we going with this? Because we started talking about chicks, and when I was like, we're not chicks. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was mostly I was sauced too, so I kept going down the rabbit hole. Anyway, continue. But no, yeah, I agree with you. It's such a heightened thing and in your face
Yeah.
that there's no way for you to be like, ooh, even though, dude, I'm a horny fuck. Okay. Like,
Well, you're a guy.
well, also I've heard of guys having like issues with like, I'm like, dude, I wake up every morning with morning wood. I'm 28, almost 28 years old. And I've heard of guys my age saying like, oh, that doesn't happen to me.
Well,
Really.
that's a cause of low testosterone. If you have low testosterone, you don't have morning wood.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. And
I mean,
there's
I'm
so
glad I
many,
have the problem, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, what is happening?
yeah. Every morning it's like get up, pee in a
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
angle,
yeah.
and fart my ass off.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
morning
Yep,
routine.
yep. The weird angle pee, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's so funny too. Like sometimes you're like, okay, wait, all right. And then like I have to do this little leg thing, you know?
Yeah.
Dude,
My girlfriend would know something is wrong with me if I didn't fart like loud as hell every morning.
Yeah,
There would
yeah,
be
yeah.
something wrong.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah, I
like,
agree.
You know?
That is the best though, dude. Is like when you like that's so this is what I'm waiting for. This guy's getting wifed up, right? So then like his priorities and his
Not yet. I haven't proposed yet.
not yet, but I'm
But
saying
oh yeah, there's
yeah,
the potential. Yes,
yeah,
the very high potential
yeah.
there.
So like he's with a chick, right, that he's digging, he's super into, and like he wants to devote time and to her and like get that relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's special. So I
Right.
was like, uh-oh, Cade's next, dude. You're
I
next,
mean,
brother.
Yeah.
next out of us three, but that doesn't mean that's soon.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Watch, you're gonna leave Crass, actually have time to have a life, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Well, oh wait, this is another thing I wanted to bring up because this is okay, but it's also and what Kate said is like I don't know if it's gonna happen soon, where it's like the pool of it's not just women, it's men too. The pool
Oh,
of
it's
the
both. Yeah,
in the
yeah.
pool of men and women, there are really minimal amounts in both pools of like good men and women
Yeah, yeah. It's
dating.
weird.
It's really weird.
Weird. Because then you're like, you see the guys and you're like, dude, you're really like very beta energy, very like, oh, it's whatever, it's fine, you know. Which I used to be like that when I was younger.
Yeah, same.
And then you grow up. You learn that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to be like,
Right.
hey, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to be communicative about your feelings. So like it's weird that there's this change. And then I've heard from people like, oh, well, like, why would you that's so fucking beta cuck if you hold her door open for her. And I was like,
Dude, what that's no,
that's the
no, if
opposite. That's
anytime
the
I'm getting in my
opposite,
car,
dude.
anytime I'm getting in my car and my girl's there, you open the door for a woman. That's just chivalry. That's
Yeah.
like being a kind,
Yeah.
nice, good
You
man.
just do do the nice thing.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman.
Now I do forget on time when we're like mid conversation walking to the car. She knows this about me. I'm like, I'm so into the conversation, I completely forget the door. So
Yeah.
not every
For
time.
me, it's
95% of the time.
For me, it's kids. Usually I'm the one I'll be the one though. I'll be like, "Hey honey, I'll help you get the kids in the car." Like I'll do it for her so it's smooth
Yeah.
for her to exit or come home.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Well, and then that's just like how you were raised. Cause I was raised like when I was growing up, if my mom was carrying in grocery bags,
You grab 'em.
she's not fucking carrying in grocery
Yeah,
bags
you
because
grab
someone's
'em.
grabbing them from her.
Yeah.
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 You grab them
That's
from
what
her.
you do.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just
Or if you
common
try to do that,
courtesy,
you
like-
try to do that and they're like, "No, I'm fine." And then they're like, I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go grab them out of the car."
oh no, you
Dude,
gotta
my mom
ignore
would
it. They
literally-
always say they're fine.
No,
you just
my
gotta
mom would
grab
push
them and
me
just
away. She would be like, "Luke, no." Like, yeah, she would force me away.
So okay, so what this is the point I was gonna get into. So this is what I think is really interesting, and I still haven't like come to a conclusion on this. But me and Carly talked about this the other night, where so women, like you said, are on OnlyFans doing all this stuff, and like I'm a self-reliant woman, right? And I'm like, which is all fine and dandy. Like it's whatever if you want to do that. Um, and I was like, but a lot of time, like I would say most decent men don't want to date an OnlyFans girl. It's
Nah,
just not something you want to do.
it's not attractive.
Yeah, and yeah, it's not like
It's
I don't.
not.
That's something you're putting that out for everywhere. It's not special anymore.
For me, it's like like me and you are ours. So like whatever I have is yours, and whatever you got, like that's us together, like
Yeah.
experiencing each other. you
And I
know?
was trying to think of it because I'm always trying to think of like the perspective of like am I or my side is at fault? Like
Yeah.
how do we play a part in this? And I was thinking that this might be because like I mean, it started probably 60s era where like women, well, obviously women have gotten more
Yeah.
rights and more independence and become more of like I can work for myself and stuff like that, which is great. I'm totally all for that.
I don't know, dude. You're sounding no. Just joking.
But I'm wondering too if like a lot of women are going towards that now of like the OnlyFans route or like the self-reliance and like I don't need a man and stuff like that because of the lack of our side where it's like a lot of us aren't stepping up to the plate and being fucking good men, so they feel like they have to be this.
No, it's both. It's both.
Okay.
I think it's women that want like this feminist movement is real. Like
Oh
women,
yeah.
women want to be independent, which like is cool. Like they can have their own careers and whatnot. Like it's their life, the same as a man has their own life.
Yeah.
Like they can do what they want with it. But at the end of the day, like how you're saying, most guys don't want to be with a girl who has an OnlyFans, or most guys don't want to be with a girl who's like a whore in essence and just fucking around, like sleeping around. Like any like sane like good, morally good man like doesn't want that.
Yeah, but what I'm pitching is though I think that also there has to be a because it's more frequent that girls are going towards that.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like and I asked like I've asked some women, I've also asked my girlfriend, I'm like, do you think this might play a part where it's like a lot of guys in our generation and especially the younger generation are just not fucking they're not men, they're not good like men, so it's like they feel like, well fuck, if they're not going to do it, I might as well just be my own self.
I think,
no, here's
like
the
Kate said, it might be part of it. I think that's part of it, but it's also like, I mean, dude, if I'm gonna be honest, if I was a woman, I'm not like if I'm the guy, if I'm the person I am right now, but I'm just a chick, I'd probably be married to some fucking rich ass guy for his money.
Well, that seems like a moral flawed.
But because I know, but I'm not saying like, I'm saying it's readily available, like you said, because the other side is willing to like be like, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like the bar has been lowered.
Oh, are you saying still the like kind of in the sense of like making an OnlyFans? Your thing is like I would marry just some guy with like money for his money.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I was a chick, like that's kind of like, I think the bar has just been lowered on society.
I think
overall,
on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just the reason I pitched this is because I'm tired of like people fighting with each other. I hate when people fight. I hate when there's sides. It's like we each got a part in this. So
we all live here.
Yeah, I want to identify. I don't think that they should be making an OnlyFans and should be doing this. I'm like, what's so wrong with having a guy that genuinely wants the best for you and wants to care for you, wants to look out for you, wants to like provide for you? That seems like God. If I was a woman and like some man like showed me that he was like
willing to do that
for me for the kindness and love of his heart, I'd be so like that's awesome. But I feel like on both
turned that into a negative thing though.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And women want like a chivalrous man who is what we're talking about. Like, will open the door for like buy her shit, whatever, but pay for the first date, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when those chivalrous men have like boundaries and priorities, they think that they're controlling.
Yeah, no. I'd agree, and I think,
and that's what they've been taught, that you as a dude don't get a right to have a thing, and that's like extreme feminism.
That's the Jonah Hill story.
Yeah. We talked about it before,
and I feel like
I was like, dude, I think this guy's being pretty rational.
And I'm gonna go on the devil's advocate again of like, where is our part in that? Because I'm just interested. I'm like, there has to be like a reasonable
like a common ground where this
one word can describe it.
Okay.
Simps.
Simps
are the downfall of relationships.
Yeah, well, I feel like because you made a great point with the boundary thing. So many women find it as controlling because some men like simps who get a girl who like will use the boundary as controlling. So they've had women have experienced enough experiences to where the boundaries have been used as a controlling aspect rather than a self like I have my own self-esteem and my own mental health that I'm worried about. Right. We need boundaries.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I know some guys that are very close to me that are wildly controlled by their significant other.
Yeah.
And have like literally no say in their own life, dude.
Who is it?
He's like, drop a name now. Okay.
Nah, one
They know who they are.
and like, go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
I lost my thought. I'll get it back.
Okay. So, well, this is another aspect. Okay, so I thought about this a lot, and I've like had a talk in my own relationship about this, where it's like, look, a relationship is a team, right? For
Yep.
sure. Okay, but and think of any good team, and on any sport, anything. A team always has a team leader or coach. Okay, so yes, you work as a team, but if you don't have someone in the relationship, and you have to communicate this for sure, this has to be communicated early on, at least in my own belief system, and call me old school or whatever, but if somebody isn't the ultimate, like, this is what we're gonna do at the end of the day, out of communicating as a team, I don't understand. I don't understand how that works, because like, say you have a disagree say you have kids, right? And you have a disagreement, and you both are disagreeing, and you both don't like agree on like a certain aspect. How do you decide how to go forward? I mean, maybe you can shed some light on this. I mean, I have no idea.
Honestly, well, so for me, I go off of experience.
Okay.
So because I was lucky enough in my weird circumstance to have two sisters, 10
Mhm.
and 13 years younger,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a faux dad, like
What's a faux dad?
it's like noodles in a bowl.
Oh.
No, like I was a father figure for them because I was so much older,
Yeah.
and their dad didn't give them the attention emotionally, or
Mhm.
like playing with them, and
Yeah.
so like I was always there, and then I wasn't,
Yeah.
and then my mom was dating Derek and them, so it really comes from, I think, that for me, and I always kinda go about how my mom did things, and,
Yeah.
on the good and the bad,
Yeah.
like, where I'd be like, "Oh, I didn't like how she did that, but I can take a piece of that," and, like,
No,
you
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
get that. What I'm asking though, more specifically, is like, let's say you and your wife disagree about something on
Mhm,
how we do something with the kids, right? You're in a
mhm.
disagreement. Well, then what do you guys do? Like, how do you go forward then? If you're both in a disagreement, if nobody has
Talk
the
it out.
final say.
Right. Talk it out.
I do agree. There's some times where I feel like you're always going to disagree with that
Well, I have
person.
something to say about that.
But
Okay, good.
So
Yeah,
but
I'd
it's
love to.
okay it's okay to say this. Give me 1 sec.
Yep.
It's okay to say this.
Mhm.
"I don't agree with you,
Yeah.
but I understand where you're coming from."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
that usually diffuses if it's a disagreement, right? So, like, that's usually, like, how it goes for us. Like, it's like,
yeah,
"Hey, like, I don't really agree with what your opinion maybe on this, or what we
yeah.
should do, but let's try it out." And, like, you
Okay, okay,
common ground
okay.
where
Yeah, yeah.
nobody's really happy, it's a compromise,
Yes, and that is where I would say that is where a healthy relationship works out. Where it's like, there's a compromise. Like, we may not agree on this, but this is what we're gonna do together for sure. Um, which is a great aspect.
Like, with anything, I feel like in any relationship, it's
Yeah,
all about compromise.
and it is
You know,
100%.
it's all about, communicating and knowing that, like, "Hey, let's oh, okay,"
Yeah,
like,
but I want to hear.
Well,
Kate was gonna bring up
yeah,
yeah.
something.
yeah, go
Well,
ahead,
here's
kid.
the thing about life and just relationships in general. Not
Mhm.
even just like a intimate relationship that's sexual or whatever. Like
Okay.
just relationships in general,
Hmm.
or just people in general. Everyone has their own set, like how we were
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
boundaries.
Hmm.
Everyone has their own set of boundaries, or AKA morals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if everyone has their own morals, obviously you and
Hmm.
others other part of the relationship probably have conflicting morals at
Yeah.
some point.
Oh yeah. Everyone does.
The key to keeping and like maintaining a relationship is sacrifice. Both
Yeah.
sides have to sacrifice something. Like
Yeah.
obvious, and like I said, not just like intimate relationships, like friendships too. Like
Hmm.
maybe your friends don't agree with you on some things, but it's it doesn't matter. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you make that sacrifice and you accept them for who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that. I think you just fucking nailed it on the head. That's
yeah.
like literally what it is. I like what you said about the differences of like everybody has a different different morals and a different relationship and how they work and function.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, fucking, I don't know. I I really like that's when you brought up the point, he's like, you're really digging this one chick, and I'm like, we line up really well, and I like that we both made so many sacrifices for each other, and we definitely have a different. I think a lot of people would look at me and my girlfriend's dynamic and say, that's you're a toxic man for something.
You're a toxic masculine man.
Yeah, yeah, you're like you're toxic, and you're like and like the manipulative thing, like, type stuff, and I'm like,
No, we just communicate.
I'm like, any girl, or go get my girlfriend in a room alone, and like go talk to her about how happy she is that sometimes I end up making a decision that we're gonna do, and that's how it's gonna be. It's
Yeah,
like,
especially when it's something that are like, I don't really want to do it.
yeah,
Well, that's why.
And that's the great thing about relationships. Like you're
Mhm.
saying, it's sacrifice. So right, like sometimes you'll
Yeah.
do some decisions, sometimes she'll make you know what I mean? Like
Well, that's not how mine works.
it'll go back
Mine's
and forth.
mine's different.
That girl out there is so hard headed.
So this is where I'd say mine is old school, where it's like, and we've had a very equal conversation about this, and I would not mind if the roles were switched around, but it
Yeah,
was,
you could be a fucking little stay-at-home daddy.
yeah, whatever it is. So this is how it goes, at least in our
Fucking
household, where
crop tops and thongs. I see you.
she's my partner, she's my teammate. I talk to her and go through about everything, and because I know that we are both have strong opinions about things, we disagree sometimes, like any relationship. But at the end of the day, we've both come to an agreement that my decision at the end of it is going to be the final decision. And the reason and the reason people will be like, well, that's fucking controlling and something like that. And I can see their side of that. But the reason it isn't for ours is because if I'm wrong, okay, with my decision, and I should have gone with her input, she knows I'm the first one to come to her and be like, I was wrong. We should have went with your choice, and I'm going to come to you now every time in a situation just like this, and we're going to go with with what your input is. And she is known through experiences where she's like, she wanted to do something. I told her, no, that's not how we're going to handle this. Like, she had a toxic friend trying to get back into her life, and she was anxious about like I'm like, you're not going to message her back, and you're going to see how this plays out. I guarantee you she's going to try and manipulate you. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to message her back. She didn't. She listened to what I said, and she thanked me afterwards for being like, thank you for, helping me out with that
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's a different dynamic, but it's weird.
Different dynamic, but you're using the tool of communication.
Yeah.
And
That's really communicating. Is really
let me continue on with your little team analogy, because
Yeah.
I thought of another thing to go along with that.
Okay.
So in a team, everyone has to like contribute. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
100%.
So like, say it's if we're playing football, it's like third down and short,
Yeah.
and the coach wants to run it, but you say
Mhm.
maybe you're a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you think they should do a quick slant,
Yeah.
and pass it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you still have to like contribute, make a block or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. So even if you necessarily don't agree with it, you still have to, like I said, sacrifice and do like contribute
Mhm.
the most you can to benefit the team.
Yeah, the greater good
Yeah.
of the team.
Well, that's the thing, where it's like, it's about the team. It's like my like final say on what we're gonna do is decision wise has nothing to do with me. I like my part. Like, I go to my good team, my coach, my guy is God. So I'm going to God first for what I think would be best for us. And if at all, the decision that I say we should go with at the end impacts us negatively, because all decisions are going to affect us if I'm making the final decision. If it's just a decision about her, she can make any decision she fucking wants. But if she comes to me with something,
yeah.
she's gonna listen to my input on the situation. But it's
Yeah.
like, if it fails and it goes bad, she knows that like I will be man enough to admit, hey, I was fucking wrong here. I was totally wrong. And going forward, because I learned from my mistakes, I'm gonna go to you for this type of situation.
Well,
and then we
that's
learn,
that's you being accountable. Not a lot of people have that
Yeah,
nowadays.
not a lot of people can do that.
which is crazy. I don't understand like people's lack of accountability. Yeah. What did you just pull up here? The best.
Yeah, it was all Christmas music. and shit.
Yeah.
It was actually playing for like 30 minutes after
Oh, well,
the
good-
intro. I
good
forgot
thing
to
I
pause
had
it.
Yeah.
Good thing I leveled it down.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, okay. So, it is Christmas time.
Ooh.
Okay. There was supposed to be a gift here for both of you, but it is not because it is the holidays
Mhm.
and I wasn't able to get it made in time. So, I'll just tell you what it is.
Let's do it. Let's unwrap the gift.
Yeah. So, um, I found this company in Tempe that can make like they'll just make small amount of shirts for you.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get Modern Bros shirts made for each of you guys. That's why I asked for you guys' shirt sizes.
Let's
It's
go.
not just to get you a Walmart shirt with
Hell
a
yeah.
Steve logo on it.
You
Yeah.
guys see us,
You
Modern
know,
Bros.
I had a feeling, yeah, because you said, "What's your shirt size?" and then you said, "Send me the logo" right after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DA. So
Yeah. So and I was trying to get the logo and I got it where I'm actually just gonna use the full our main logo,
Yeah.
which is the blue behind it, and then
Yeah.
on the back it's gonna say Modern Bro.
Mhm.
So that way, like each Modern Bro will just say Modern Bro.
That's sick. I like that.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
on the
Yeah.
back. So yeah, I'm gonna contact the guy after New Year's
Yeah.
because then I should be able to get him faster.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, it'll take like 7 to 10 days, and I was like, he's like, because of the holidays. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll just
Okay, I'm interested in for Cade.
wait.
I want to because me and Luke both have a girlfriend and a wife. What do you think your relationship dynamic you would thrive in? Like how do you like how do you think the roles would work in your ideal relationship? I'm very curious.
oh fuck. Well, that's why I've been. I don't know. Like I'm very traditional like you, so
Mhm.
I'm the kind of guy that would. I think it's very similar to you. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Like yeah, no, I like to pay for dates.
Yeah.
I like to hold the door for women.
Yeah.
I really the only thing that I request, or I guess you could say, is loyalty.
That seems pretty fucking reasonable.
which is
usually
hard
like
to
A1.
which is hard to find.
I
I feel
God,
it seems
yeah.
like
This is weird. That's weird. You
um
gotta, yeah, Midwest,
dude,
East
I don't
Coast
know.
girls.
I'm
Dude.
literally like the simplest guy. Like it's crazy how like I'm literally the simplest guy.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of us are,
Yeah,
honestly, at the end of the day.
I mean, as long as I have like a few things, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. I can't.
Yeah, what
You
can't you do? That's a better
yeah.
question.
I can't. You can't be like requiring texts 20. You can't be like
Yes.
on your phone 24/7 and expecting me to respond 24/7 because
Mhm.
I'm not a person that's attached to my phone like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and I hate texting. I would like. I'm down a phone call if you want, but
Yeah, yeah.
Same. I'd rather
but
talk on the phone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm terrible. Like I will text, but like my text will be so dry. Like
Yeah.
I'll respond like a couple word messages.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
And like I just like if you that upsets you, then it probably won't work out.
Mhm.
that's why I communicated with Tori. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna let you know right now, I am the worst texter.
Mhm.
Don't take it personally. It's not just with you. It's with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you're not the only one I'm ignoring.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have my phone on me or it's set down somewhere or you know,
Yeah.
I just don't have it on me really.
Yeah. And honestly, actually, Kate, you said something that just it just kind of opened my eyes to maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental of, again, I wouldn't have a type of relationship like this, but men who do have a relationship with an OnlyFans girl, for example, I don't personally understand it, but everybody has different morals and different things that work together. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally understand it, but maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental in saying that that is because I have been in the past where I'm like, that's not going to work, no matter what.
Well, I mean, if you look at there's a guy, I can't remember who it was. It's like a famous YouTuber or something
Mhm.
like that. Streamer. Used to flaunt about having an open relationship.
Yeah,
And now his girl left him for
Yeah,
some Swedish
that's what I was literally about to say.
Mhm.
Swedish
So girls,
guy.
yeah, okay.
Fucking, he was like
Girls will say that if you're controlling,
Yeah.
quote unquote, then they won't go for you. They'll go for the simps.
yeah,
But then they think that guy is a bitch and
Yeah.
he won't stand up and he's not a man. So then
Yeah.
she'll end up leaving him. That's
Yeah.
that's the fucked up circle of the dating relationship right now.
God,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't like. Yeah, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. It's just a weird. Things are just weird. Like I don't. I. That's why I like to go back. That's why I'm so simple with my things. Like you said, I'm very traditional
And
with like
like,
all my values and all
yeah.
my how I handle relationships and everything else. Like
I
because
am
I
as
go
well.
if I don't have to think in the complexities because the things confuse me about these different all these new crazy relationship dynamics are very confusing. Like I don't understand it, and if I was in it, I would be constantly confused about what is right and what is wrong. How should I
Yeah.
handle this? It would constantly be and I'd
Yeah.
get tired of it.
And you're right. Sometimes it does work,
Yeah.
but a lot of the times the female will look at the guy who has no boundaries and like
Mhm.
has no like basically respect. Like at the end of the day, you have if you're with a girl who has like shows herself to like other guys and
Mhm.
like essentially you have no respect for yourself.
That's how I've always looked at it. Like I
That's
have.
how I view it. Yeah.
Maybe the
I
same.
don't I,
So
actually I don't think it's no respect for yourself as much as it is
For your partner
I
or
I I
whatever.
I don't value I think that this my body is not really something special. It's just something I can sell. I don't think it's so much like I devalue myself, but
Fucking
but they
piece of me.
but they are kind of devaluing in a sense of like they don't that's not their intention is to devalue their own selves in
well,
doing it, but they are doing it by doing that.
Yeah,
I think
like
deep down,
I
like
always like saying this by proxy.
yeah.
Yeah, by proxy.
And I think relationship is more than a physical thing.
Yeah, I would say
So
I'd say like
so
that's 90% is
yeah.
not physical.
Yeah, so then when you're like sexualizing it to the max and you're like like selling your body and like doing that, it's almost like keeping it down to like physical level.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
And
good
that's
point.
And
where
so
and it'll stay there, yeah.
there's no emotional or like
Yeah,
spiritual like bonding.
that's a great point. I haven't thought of that deep. Yeah, that I would say you're correct. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like at least how I look at it, I'm like
And
sex is like 10%
well,
of the relationship for me.
yeah, and that's why you can't and that's why sex can't be like the front runner like main thing is
Mhm.
because it can't just be all physical.
No, not at all.
It has to be emotional. It has to be like you guys have to have commonalities
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
you have to
all
work
that.
together as a
Right.
unit. You have to literally be able to be like, wow, this person I can communicate with, this person I can work with. We can set how we're gonna run things together, and it's like and once you do that, that's where I feel like finally marriage comes in the picture, where it's like, cool, I've had enough experience with this person that this relationship is so healthy. Now I'm ready to say, uh, I'm ready to say, God, till death to us
That's
part.
that's
Yeah,
part.
but
Through
I do.
it's
sickness and health,
sickness or in health, for
through
richer, for
better
poor, for
and for better
better,
or
for
worse.
worse. I do. Like it's like, and for me at least, this is just my philosophy. Once you say those words and you make that I do, that's it. There's no going back. So you better make goddamn sure that that person that you're saying I do to is that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I've seen and like and that's the thing. It's like some people are so scared to be alone that they'll just settle.
Ooh, that's scary. If you can't be alone with yourself, that's a whole big issue.
I like being
I know people. I know people
Oh
that
yeah.
are scared to be alone.
I love being
And so they'll do anything they can to grip onto a relationship.
I'll admit it, I used to be that way. I had a lot of failed relationships because of that. I was like, and it took some self reflection to be like, damn, I don't know how to sit with myself. I don't know how to like be alone with myself. And I could say that shit's scary as hell if you don't know how to do that. If you don't figure it out, at least. It's not like I'm not knocking anybody who is in that position because I've been there, but you got to get out of that situation for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I I'm just not talking a lot because my voice sucks. um, no, yeah, like I mean, I love being alone.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite. Um, like having my space, doing my thing. So yeah, if you can't just be able to like be alone with your thoughts
Hmm.
and just kind of work through that shit, then you're in a. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough out there, man.
Yeah.
The whole thing of life It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody would just fucking be a billionaire and just, woohoo,
Mhm.
skip through the fucking fields, but
Yeah.
that ain't happening,
No.
you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
also, since it is
So you're
Christmas,
saying you don't want everyone to have equal outcome?
no, I think some people deserve to
You
not
don't
have
think
it.
we should be socialists?
I think some people, there
Nah,
has
yeah.
to be a balance.
I'm
There
just
has to be
fucking
a
around.
yin and a yang. But it is Christmas.
Yes.
My
Merry
question to you
Christmas.
guys.
Okay.
Also, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas.
What are you gonna tell your kids?
I'm not having kids.
You're not having kids?
Mm.
Okay, what are you gonna tell Bud about Santa?
Oh, he's got a stocking, and he know like I'm gonna make sure that on Christmas morning.
You should play like
Wh-
Air Bud Santa
Why?
for him.
You why what?
Why don't you want to have
Why
kids?
don't you want to have kids?
Um, I was 50-50. I don't care either way. Like I would be really happy to be a dad for sure. I would also
Because I
be
would see your girl wanting to have
no,
kids.
she's the one who doesn't want to have kids, and I'm 50-50. I was 50-50 on it. Like I could go totally either way. And she says that she doesn't want to have kids, and I totally get it. Based on
So,
based based on her childhood, I understand why she doesn't want to have kids, and I respected the hell out of that. It was not a big, again, 50-50 for me, and I'd be totally happy not having kids.
Mm.
You know, they just did a study too where they took women who were like 30 years, and they took like over 100,000 of these women who were like 30 years past the age of being able to have kids, who didn't have kids, and they took a toll on how many of them regretted that decision. It was only 10%. So it's like only 10% of these people, and I think they included men who were
How old though?
where was the
30
study
years
done?
past the date of them being
Where
able
was
to
the
have
study
kids.
done?
It
Being able
it
to
was
have kids?
yeah, 30 years past being able to even have kids. So they didn't have kids.
Past menopause is what you're
Yes,
saying.
past menopause, and they went into it not wanting kids with their partner, and
30 days. That's short.
not 30 days, 30 years.
Oh shit.
30
Okay.
years past menopause.
Okay.
And they was only 10% out of the 100,000 couples who regretted not having kids. And
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's different.
and I feel and I don't feel like, look, kids are a fucking joy. I love your kids, and I bet that they're like the light of your life. And I think you could still have a very amazing life and not have that be the light of your life. It'd be something else. It'd be the time you spend with your partner and
Well,
doing
and like,
stuff.
here's my question is,
Mhm.
um, yes, I agree. Like, no one says you. The point of having kids isn't to make your life better.
What do
It,
you think the point of having kids is then?
it's
'Cause I'm curious.
it's number one. It's part of the reason you're here. That's why you got a fucking twig between your legs.
how do you
That's interesting that you say it's part of the
okay.
reason you think that we're here, but you don't believe in God.
Yeah, well that's
I
what I
don't.
was gonna say. How are you
And but
so
my
religious? Well, I
Yeah.
guess it's more so
yeah, like
respecting your girl's decision, but
Well, and
like I know typically religious people will
yeah, we'll want to have kids for sure.
yeah.
It's taught in the family. I mean, I think how I cut because I know be fruitful and have children. Like I know it's in the Bible, like to it's do that. But again, I also don't think that at the end of the day that is gonna. I don't think that that's gonna like I'm gonna go to hell for not having kids. You know,
I don't
like
think
there's
that.
not it's not a sin not to have kids.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think
You
that.
know,
I don't think that at all.
so that's where I'm able to make. Now, if it was a sin to not have kids, I may think differently, but because it's not, I don't. So
Yeah,
that's at least for me how it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
And
that like
I feel like
and
there's a. I mean, from my opinion, is that having that experience is
Mm,
something that like is so meaningful, and it gives you even more insight
yeah.
to like the purpose of being here and
yeah.
all
Mhm.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why yeah, I was gonna say
It's like crazy to
that
think about,
and
man.
like that's cool that and that just goes along with how everybody has different values and like morals, I guess you could say, because
Mhm.
like that's like that's probably a key for me. I definitely want
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
because like I want like especially like like a son, I guess you could say. I
Yeah.
want a
Yeah.
son
Yeah.
because I want someone to continue on,
That's what
like,
I
my
said.
name or, like,
Yeah.
legacy, and, like, it's like, what am I working for if it'll all just go into, like, a bank account and just diminish once I die? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It's
no, and
like
I've always understood that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I did have a kid, I'd want it to be a son too, because I want to just because I can relate on the gender aspect of being able to
right.
like I could teach him some things that I couldn't teach a girl,
Yeah.
obviously. And I don't know. I think I've always had this thing where I'm like, I already felt like everything I'm living now is extra. I already died, like everything now is extra. I should have been dead. There's no way I should be here right now. So for me, I don't really care so much about continuing my I mean, you call legacy or
Name.
bloodline, my name.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm at peace. Like if God took me tomorrow and I went, I'm okay with it. Like I'm ready. I'm
and
fine.
and I guess my point for you is like I want you to have kids
Yeah.
because I want more people out there to be like minded like you.
Yeah, and I mean
You
that
know what
would
I mean? Like
no,
that's
it would
like
be cool. Like I said, I'm 50-50. I'd love to have kids and do that stuff. I'd also love to do
how old's
whatever
your
I
girl
want.
right now?
My girlfriend is she is 25. Yeah.
Oh, really?
She's
Yeah.
fine. I wouldn't even have kids until you're
That's younger than
27, 28, my
that's
age.
younger than me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
wouldn't
wait. Sorry. 1998,
Yep, 25.
25. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to make sure. Sorry, babe. I had a couple drinks. I'm just a little slow right now.
But yeah, like that's for me, like that selfishly,
hmm
the only reason I want to see you have kids is because I think the world could use more little DAs out there.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because look of where you've become. You've you've taken yourself from being at nothing to
mhm.
being something
Yeah.
as an individual and like who you are, and you've found this thing. Like
hmm
I've never seen you in the whole time I've known you be so like clear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you used to be a little frantic and
A little
worried,
is an understatement.
you know, and like anxious about everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like to see you kind of like instead of being at this hum, you're here.
Yeah. And I
It's
feel and I totally I respect that point. I think that would be valid. Like it would be great to have other like-minded, like if I raised my kid right and he respected me and liked me, he or her, and she was a good influence on the world, that would be great. I think the way I'm looking at it currently is I'm still here. So I think I could still be that good influence regardless if I have
and
a
that's the cool thing
continuous.
too is that like that I even like is like I don't have to have a son necessarily. I can also be an uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I
Dude,
can
I
be
love your kids. I love coming
yeah,
over
yeah,
and like
like
if
and
we were
like
just painting and
yeah,
it's
and my
awesome.
like having my 2 girls, luckily because I did have my sisters,
Mhm.
it's not hard for me to relate to them.
Yeah.
I know that, why they're crying. They have more emotions than me. I have to understand that and respect that.
Wait, let me challenge that. They have the exact same emotions. They may feel them
No,
stronger
yeah,
than
they
you.
feel
There
they
we
feel their
Yeah, yeah.
emotions more than me.
Yeah.
I very much don't.
Yeah.
So, like, it gets overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
So I have to also be aware of like, hey, I need to take a time out because I
Yeah.
need to like collect myself
Mhm.
emotionally so I don't freak out on you guys.
Dude, I think that's been such a big learning aspect too with and like God bless having Carly in my life, honestly, because it's given me such a bigger understanding. Like I had sisters too. Like
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
but to be in love with somebody who is of the opposite sex and this isn't for all women, but I'd say a lot, and at least Carly is she experiences her emotions. She has the same emotions as I do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I a lot of the time am able to
How did I
suppress.
say it before?
You said they have more emotions than
Oh,
you do.
I meant to say they feel more
Yeah,
emotions than me. Yeah.
yeah. So
You sound like a real misogynist out here.
Yeah, no, I know everybody's gonna take. No, seriously,
Please
that's what's fucking
please
crazy.
please negatively comment. I love it. It makes me really happy.
But this
I'm psychotic
and
like that.
I'm getting into the benefit of why that is so awesome of having like Carly feels emotions a lot. I'm able to repress my emotions and act regardless of how I feel. Whereas sometimes, and she is too, but not all the time. Sometimes her emotions take over and she is more emotional. Now, but I've noticed being in a relationship, a healthy one, that she is more in tune with other people's. Sometimes I'm too cold when I shouldn't be. Like I've gotten so used to suppressing what I need to feel in order to
Yeah.
And that's where
act.
the team comes in.
Yes. And that's where the
Each
blessing.
person has their own like benefit or
Yeah.
slash contribution, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and that's where the fucking, I mean, seriously, it's an absolute blessing. I don't know where this world would be without women. It's
100%.
it's like seriously, it's the greatest joy I've ever felt is being able to experience that and see the value in a woman that I could never bring to the table.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
could never do it.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I'm a misogynist though, apparently.
Yeah. No, hey, no, but yeah, going back on like the kids thing though is like
Yeah, go for it.
I think no, yeah, in my personal experience or not experience, like in my personal what I've learned or like I
Your
guess
personal
I've
opinion.
opinion, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's like at the end of the day, if you don't have kids, like it's almost selfish in a way because like what do
Mhm.
you even not only like what are you making money for because
Mhm.
I don't like to like look at like material things as like a main focus but like
Yeah.
what are you learning for like
Mhm.
I'm learning to like literally like pass that on and like
Okay.
I'm making money to pass that on I'm like
Mhm.
everything I do is to pass it on to my like future kid or like
Yeah. So,
my seed
mhm.
basically is like the future of the world literally at the end of the day it's
Yeah.
like those the youth is the future and it's like that's some like old ass traditional shit to say but at the end
Yeah.
of the day it's the truth it's like that's literally the future of the world and like if you aren't looking at that in a grand perspective you are being selfish in a way.
So, and I totally, and I understand from that viewpoint where that is. What I can say from my side is what and how all the money that I'm going to accumulate and all the things that I'm going to experience without having children is I want to be able to pass that on to all the loved ones and all the people that I touch in my life. So, yes, I don't get to pass it on to a next generation, but
Yeah,
I get to use that money and it's not my money. Whatever money I accumulate, it's not because I personally don't believe anything in my life is because of me. I don't believe in.
right.
I don't want to be a prideful person. I think everything is because of God and my own personal belief, and
And
I want to be
even
good.
if you do make money for yourself, quote unquote, and like, yeah, everyone makes money for themselves and they got to pay their bills at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But once you die, that money's wasted
Well,
in
yeah.
an essence. If
Well,
you
yeah. I
have
could
no
pass,
one to,
but I could pass it on to my
yeah,
sisters. I could pass it on to whatever
yeah,
fit
and
their.
that's
I could
good.
give it to
Yeah,
their
right,
kids. You know,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like I just want to touch
that's good.
people's lives and give, and it might not be through my kids, but at least I can do something while I'm here, you know?
Yeah,
That's how
Yeah.
at least I think of it.
yeah,
And I
that's
guess
good. Yeah,
my point along with Cade's is that we remember not everyone's you though.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like that's where like a lot of people have your perspective, but in a selfish light.
Yeah.
So like that's where I agree with what he's saying that like someone like no offense,
yeah. I'm not saying you're selfish.
Oh,
yeah,
Dude,
no,
my
no, I
bad.
never no, 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 I never
Yeah,
got that aspect
yeah,
from you. Yeah, I know you were just
somebody
sharing where your thoughts
right.
were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's somebody we work with. He definitely shouldn't have kids, but
Mhm,
he also is looking at it in the light of selfishness. Where he's
mhm.
like, "Oh, dude, like, I wanna have time to do my shit. I wanna
mhm,
do."
See, and I would agree with you there.
Yeah,
That's where
like
it's selfish, is like, because I just wanna do my shit.
yeah, yeah.
Mine has nothing to do with, I just wanna do my shit. Mine's like,
'Cause that's a lot of people who are saying like,
it's
"Oh, well,
not
I
my
wanna have
shit.
free time to do my stuff." And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
How
'cause
long are you gonna do that? How old is that gonna get?
and that's where, I mean, this kind of touches back onto our last podcast conversation. That's why God is so important in my life, because like if I don't have God, I'm just a prideful, egotistical asshole. I'm like, everything is my own shit. I did it all. It's all me. Like I did this. This is awesome. It's like I never think that though.
And how is that a negative thing?
Because if pride is your main drive for at least, and this is what it says in the Bible, but I also believe this from my own past experience not believing in God, is like if pride is your main drive for what you are doing, you're always going to end up being unhappy in the end, because you can take pride in your work, but it's pride in your ability that God gave you. There's a whole difference there. If it's your main biggest thing, it's like there's always a downfall to that because like when's it ever going to be enough? You're always you get into a selfish mental state to where it's like I did this, so I'm the shit. It boosts your ego, and I don't want an ego.
Interesting. Okay.
You know, that's at least where my thoughts are on it.
Mhm.
And also, how I was saying, if we're going back to last podcast, I was saying like one of the biggest joys is like making other people happy or
Yeah.
like benefiting other people. If
Yeah.
you're egotistical and only looking at yourself,
Mhm.
then people don't like that. People
Yeah.
don't like egos. People don't like
Yeah.
prideful people.
Yeah.
So if you have no friends, if you're successful but have no friends at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you're
that's the
not going to be
worst.
happy.
It's the
Yeah.
worst.
No, it actually, you want to know who's a perfect
Nobody wants
example of this? Who like has some good things to say, but says them in the most prideful, egotistical sense, and they therefore don't come off as great things. Is Andrew Tate? I'll say
that's a good point.
his amount his main. If you break it down to the beginning part of what he's saying, there are some good morals there and some good philosophy, but his own pride, his own arrogance, this is at least my own personal belief, how he says his message and what he believes just comes off like an arrogant ass. And he says remarks that are brass and abrasive that he doesn't take into consideration people's, especially women's feelings.
I thought you were going to say Will Smith's wife.
I don't.
What's her name again?
Is it
Jada
Jada?
Jada, yeah, Jada
Smith?
Pinkett.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, so
fucking crazy bitch.
yeah, that's just my example of where I think pride gets in the way. It's like, you know, that guy's driven by, and you know, good for him. If he like,
that's weird to me that like when I see him being that way, it's like, dude,
calm down.
You're too much. Like, chill the fuck out.
That's the thing, though. Because like on media and on like shit like that, it's like over saturated.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're seeing only his egotistical side, then obviously you're gonna think he has an ego. But like,
well, did you see his last podcast
like
that
the
he did?
Persona, like,
yeah, well, yeah,
he's like trying to be like a tough guy, and it's like that's at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about: is be like a man, be like, be humble, be like.
Yeah, but here's an example. Here's a perfect example of where he goes completely off wrong with it. So he's talking in his last podcast. I think it was like George, the guy who broke off from Logan Paul's thing. So he's like, George is asking him like a genuine question. It was like, did you cry like when you finally got off house arrest or whatever, like came home? And he's
did
like,
you feel like relieved?
Yeah, he's like, I didn't cry. I believe in the act of crying is sitting there and actually crying. I had tears that dripped down my face. And he's like, dude, that's crying. I'm sorry to break it to you. And he's like, no. It's the act of sitting there. He's like, tears were leaking from my body as I did push-ups. That's just arrogance and pride. That's it. You were crying, and it's okay to cry and be like, but the way he's
trying to protect his ego.
Yeah, he's being like too arrogant and like overly manly to the point where I'm like, dude, you're not even being manly. You just sound stupid at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. Like, I think
he's a really smart, intelligent guy.
Yeah,
it comes off so wrong.
You made a really good point when you were like, he'll start. It's like
but it's also the persona.
It's like a turd.
Yeah, but like, who needs sandwich. That persona? You know, that's at least my thoughts.
It's a turd
Someone
sandwich.
that's trying to get millions of views. That's everything with media.
Oh yeah. No, and I agree with you.
You gotta have some sort of like,
and that's
something that'll draw people's attention. And this guy's super controversial,
and that's why I think media is bullshit now because it's like everybody's trying that.
I think he has good morals, but I agree with you. He's fucking.
He gets annoying as fuck.
He's like drawn into like the media aspect of it all.
And that's where I think media, this is good that's talking to media, is like where media is bullshit because everybody feels like they need to create the most appealing, whatever. I would just like to sit down and watch somebody genuinely talk. I would like to see somebody give me your honest, not prideful.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, that's why podcasts are blown up. Is because that's just someone's honest opinion.
And comedy, because people want to see raw shit.
Yeah.
They're tired of lies.
Yeah.
They're tired of being everyone on TV smiling, like being like, everything's fine.
I've been really hooked on Kill Tony recently.
Really?
I haven't heard of him. Who's Kill Tony?
What? Kill Tony?
Oh,
you gotta watch Kill
dude.
Tony.
It's like a podcast / show.
Okay.
But have you heard of Tony Hinchcliffe?
No.
Oh, okay. So
here, pull it up.
He's
let's pull it up.
Pull up a highlight of.
Yeah, I'll do a little
highlight of Kill Tony. I like that redheaded guy with the beard, the big red beard. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
David
dude.
Montgomery. He's so yeah, we gotta explain it to DA.
Go for it.
So it's this podcast / show.
Mm-hmm.
The Tony Hinchcliffe, he's the host.
Okay.
It's about like an hour to 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
He has like, so the way he does it is there's everyone has 1 minute of comedy, and after the minute of comedy, like he pulls up probably 10 people per week.
Okay.
And they get a minute of comedy. After they do their minute, then Tony will interview them and like just ask them about their life.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one where they're all sitting behind a black
table?
Table, and then they've had that one guy. I really love rocks.
Yeah. That's the show.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
now.
so some of the people, like, he'll have like an opener, a middle guy, and a closer who are all regulars.
Yeah.
And they're there every week, but everyone else is like just random. He'll have like
a bowl where they pick from.
Yeah, people will sign up every week, and like he'll have like a big ass bowl of like names, and he'll draw from the bucket or whatever of names.
Yeah.
And whoever he draws, they come up and do a minute, and then of stand up comedy, and then he'll interview them and like get to know them.
Okay, dude, and I've seen like clips of it. It looks like a great like podcast to watch, podcast / whatever it is.
Yeah. So yeah, there's like a lot of good like comedians that like come up and
I like the rocks guy. That guy was funny. I like rocks.
Just pulls out some rocks out of his fucking pocket.
What does he say too? He's like, I'm not retarded, but like I love rocks.
Yeah.
that one right there.
What's something you think we should know about you as we get to know you? What do you think? 3,000 people in front of you. What's something interesting about you?
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, so so I'm sure you've seen this clip and like but like, and a lot of people have seen this clip, but so this was his first appearance on this show. They pulled him out of the bucket, and Tony and Joe Rogan and all the other like guest judges liked him.
Yeah.
And so they brought him back, and now he's like he's the regular for the middle slot.
Yeah.
So like he has an opener and a closer, but this Cam Patterson guy, he's like the middle regular now.
Dude, that's why something like this I could see being so successful. It's like, let's take our own ideas and like pride out of the way, and let's just like have a bowl and see what happens. Let's just see like where the good stuff comes.
And that's the thing. It's like comedy too. So like Tony, who's the host, he'll pay respect to whoever's good, like this guy. And he'll bring him back. But if someone's bad, he'll just flame them and just roast the fuck out of them. So it just adds to the comedy. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so it's
cool.
either a comedian that's good or a comedian that's really bad, and then Tony will be funny and roast.
So there's content either way.
Either way, it's funny.
And it's a content with the aspect of, if you were good, you kind of get something out. Somebody gets to get noticed.
Dude,
you know?
Dude, Cam, like I said, this was he was nothing before this show, and now he's a fucking regular making like,
I love that.
He's going on tour with Kill Tony. He's the opener for I call him Kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
He's
good
the opener for him. Tony is doing like USA tours and like worldwide tours and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he's pretty well known.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know who else is like a perfect example of this like prideful, just kind of getting into the whole media ego thing? Matt Rife.
Oh,
you know, now here's
he's weird for me.
So have you guys heard about the cancellation thing? Okay, so he got canceled over saying a joke about so the joke was, and I may not say it exactly right, was he was at a restaurant with his buddies, and their server had a black eye. And they were like, why he's like, this is the representation of the restaurant. And the buddy's like, God, it's like she must have gotten hit by her husband or something. She should be like, they should put her back in the kitchen if this is like gonna be the representation. Put her in the kitchen or something, hide her away. And then Matt Rife said as the joke, she was probably bad. That's probably how she got the black eye. She's probably bad in the kitchen. And that was the joke. And honestly, it's a really well written joke.
That's a really well written joke.
And I don't like Matt Rife at all. Like his comedy sucks to me. He's good at crowd work. his comedy sucks.
Well, that's what they post. They don't post their actual jokes.
Yeah, but that joke, well written.
Have you seen one of his specials? His specials are like half of the time it's just him talking to like someone in the crowd.
Yeah, so
it's crowd work.
It's terrible, and he got and women got really mad about it, which like I understand like where they're coming from, but I also don't understand like why you get mad at a comedian at a comedy show. Everything they say is a joke. It's not serious.
Yeah.
I don't think, or maybe you're right, but I don't know if she was the waiter. I think he had like affiliations with her.
No, that's a whole different. I know that scenario too. That's the podcast girl about the talking about her pussy. That's
and like
okay. So this is
her son like was like
I'm finding out all this.
Her
now.
son made a video or something.
News.
I don't know. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
her like 5-year-old son or something like that.
That one's also different from the pussy one, but I do know. So this is what I'm talking about with the pride thing with Matt. So it's like he got canceled. It will not really, like he's still doing really well because he made all that money, but because he got canceled, he doubled down on like the egotistical, like, well, because they don't like me, I'm gonna be like more of like a dick. And he started going on podcasts with women and saying like just this outlandish shit that like, why do you need to say that? That was like kind of just like
Can you give me an example?
Yes,
because I don't know any of this.
So he went on.
I'm so interested now.
So he went on a podcast. Where
Which one?
I don't remember the name of the podcast.
Is it Whitney Houston's or not Whitney Houston's?
No, it was with this one girl. It was
Roseanne.
It was with this one girl, and there was another girl in the podcast, I believe. And one of the girls in the podcast he was sleeping with at the time, but they acted as if they weren't sleeping together, didn't know each other.
Okay.
And he started sharing his opinion on I don't like women with meaty vaginas. I like to tucked in, clean. Yeah, clean. And like, dude, if that's your preference, that's cool. But why the fuck are you?
It's cool, but if anything, I would just be busting up laughing behind the production. fucking thing, being like,
dude, like what? Yeah. And apparently the girl that he was sleeping with that was on came out she's like, I have that kind of vagina. Like I don't have like the perfect tucked in that he was talking about. And we were sleeping together and we acted like we didn't know each other for the sake of the pod. And so he's just like saying these brass things to get like views. And it's like, dude,
he's like the male version of a female comedian. Cause I don't know if you've ever noticed, cause female comedians talk about sex a lot.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
Well, it's their one. That's the one tiff, I guess you could say, or the controversy between in comedy is that like, if you're a woman and you can't be funny without being over sexual, you're kind of like
not funny.
Yeah, you're mediocre.
Yeah.
So that's why like, what's her name? Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Popped for like a minute. And then it got old because you're like, okay, how much can we hear about your fucking vagina? Being so fucking
your
big.
Fat vagina.
That's so big and wide that you could fucking park a train in it.
Yeah.
It gets old. It gets old.
Yeah.
Because it's not creative. You're like, oh, okay, so you're just gonna ride this wave as much as you can. You're not being a comedian. You're just being a fucking face.
Yeah. And the kid thing that you were talking about with the 5-year-old, this is the thing that he did. So this kid on Twitter posted a thing saying your comedy is like not funny or like you should like that was horrible what you said about women and like stuff like that. And he responded to the kid and was like, Santa Claus isn't real. Your mom puts all your gifts under.
No, he said your mom's making money off OnlyFans.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yeah. He threw that, and
he's like, your mom's only making money off her tits or some shit like that.
Yeah, and he said Santa Claus isn't real. Your mom buys all your gifts. Like it's like, dude, that's a kid at the end of the day, and like he's just being a fucking kid. You're
right. Yeah.
It's like.
But at the end of the day, that mom is exploiting her kid to like fucking tweet at Matt Rife.
No,
like what 5-year-old kid is tweeting at Matt Rife?
100%, I agree with you there. But still, and as Matt Rife has to like, as at least how I see it, is like know that. And not say something that fucking. You don't tell a kid, respond to a kid saying is sorry, you have kids here. Like you don't say that. Like come on, that's a kid, dude. So like that I guess that's where I'm like I'm so tired of people becoming so. Whenever there's controversy and whenever there's hatred and there's this backlash, people go into these extremes, and I'm just tired of people being dicks to each other all the time.
Hey, Cora, if you ever watch this, Santa's not real.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he is real. I
Don't
saw
tell
him.
her.
So
She'll have to watch.
That's why
this
Kate
and
doesn't
see.
get any presents, Cora.
what about this, guys? What about the big controversy about the kid at the Redskins game?
I haven't heard this.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! Did
tell
you
me.
see this? He was
Redskins. I think you mean Washington Commanders.
They're going back to the Redskins. Have you seen that?
I've seen that.
Yeah. So
I didn't know it was official though.
so many people have signed it in that they want it to happen. It's probably gonna happen.
Mm.
So
No, I'm pretty sure the GM said it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it. I've heard the same thing as Kate, but I could be wrong. I mean, you
but
could
like
totally
all
be
the
right.
fans, so many people have said they want it back. Anyway,
Yeah.
This kid was at a Chiefs game, and I think he was Native American himself.
Mhm.
Had the Indian colors on, right? Like he had the red.
And Patrick
and
Mahomes
black.
was like, "Hey, man."
Well,
with the Kermit the Frog voice, that's a little bit racist, buddy.
And well, get this though, he was facing one way like this,
Mhm.
and the entire country ran with it and said that he was in blackface
Because he had a red paint.
because he was faced this way to the camera, and the
Yeah.
way the shot was made, it looked like one half of his face was just black,
Yeah.
and he had like a headdress on.
And
right?
how much did that news corporation make off?
I
that?
don't know, a bunch of money, dude. But
Yeah.
they ran with
That's the reason.
so fast.
Dude, that's crazy.
And
I
the
don't
kid
get
got
it.
a bunch of backlash, a bunch of hate, all this
Yeah, of
fucking
course.
shit.
That's the reason.
And then here we are, like, okay, like
Well,
that's not what was happening. He was a Native American kid that was from there locally that had the Native American, the way they used to paint their face, the war paint.
Yeah, Kate, try and find that too. Like look up what was it? The watch.
Hey, before I search it, look how fucking old this motherfucker is.
Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah, Will Ferrell's
He
old.
looks like a homeless person. All
Yep.
right. I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
But I have a question for any a person of color who happens to watch our podcast. If you could throw in the comments. I know how blackface is racist for sure. Like when it's like the big lips and like
Or it
like
was a
it's
kid.
literally black
I
paint.
mean,
But I'm curious as a fan, if anybody is a fan who is of color, is let's say like a kid wanted to be like Kobe, like they look up to Kobe Bryant so fucking much, and it's a kid, and he puts on a Kobe and does put like blackface on. It is blackface, but not in a like in a
he
in a
doesn't
sense
do it
of
racistly.
it's not a racist thing. It says respect. Would you, as a person of color, I'm very curious, be mad at that, or would
That's a
you, is
good
that
question.
something you could understand? Because I've always been curious of that aspect.
Hey, I'll ask Jamal for you tomorrow.
Yeah, ask
Yeah,
him all.
yeah,
We could
ask-
call him up.
Yeah,
We can.
on it. Actually, dude.
We used to do our what was that?
well,
Hood
no,
history.
hey, they don't know about that.
Yeah, they don't.
They
You don't know about. We started a segment that we never aired that was going to be called Hood History.
Okay.
We
Wait,
never-
do you have his phone number?
We probably got like 6 eps in the bank.
Yeah, they're all archived.
6 eps in the bank
you have
of
it?
hood history.
Okay. Do you have his phone number right now?
Yeah,
You?
I think so.
Give him a call, see if he answers, and
Wait.
just tell him we're doing a podcast. I would genuinely
you
love
don't even
that.
have the new iPhone, huh? So you don't have the USB-C adapter?
And you just put it on speaker and put it next to the mic.
Well, it'll go into the.
Oh, okay.
Do you think he'll answer you though?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if he doesn't, he doesn't. But it's like it might as well worth
Can
a
you
try.
check that that's his number?
It's the same as last.
History
yeah.
consultant. Yep.
It's the same as last time. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, let me talk to him first though. I'll get him in the flow of back of hood history.
Yeah.
Just leave it right there. It
Tell him
should
what
be
we're
able, he
doing.
should be
Oh,
able to
right,
hear you.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Be like, yeah, we're doing Modern Bros right now.
Wait, what were we gonna ask him?
I'll ask the question. Just say we're doing Modern Bros, and one of the hosts has a question for you.
This is Jamal Lyons. I'm sorry I missed your call. If
He
you could give me a
fucking
call
sent us the
back, it would be
voicemail.
greatly appreciated.
It didn't even ring all.
Text him and tell him the 805 number is Luke trying to call you.
Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't, oh, here's the
Here,
thing.
can you pause this and run it back after you're done doing that? That way I can sync
Sports
it up.
media outlet accuses child chief fan of blackface.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one this kid. This is actually your question, basically.
Yeah.
He's a little kid. I can't tell if he's white or whatever.
He's white. I saw him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here, make a big screen wide all the way. Oh,
Hold
he's
on.
on.
You got it. I'll turn it up.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is facing pressure to speak out after a fan at Kansas City Chiefs game at the stadium over the weekend was spotted with blackface.
Hold on, real quick. That doesn't even make fucking sense, dog. Blacks and Native Americans are two different fucking people.
Well, that's the point. People are all saying like, what?
But what's the other side of his face you were saying? Is
It's red.
Different? It's red.
It's red.
It's the war paint.
So they only took one aspect of his face.
So
Yeah,
okay, so the
profile.
so the three colors of the team are red, black, and yellow.
It's Jamal.
Okay.
Yo.
Hey, yo, what's good, Jamal?
What's happening, partner?
Hey, what's good with you, bro?
Man, I'm trying to muster up the energy to get my ass up. What's happening?
Hey, we got a quick question for you, dog.
Yeah, we're on Modern Bros right now.
We're on the pod tonight.
I was about to say, what happened to that? All right, what's the question?
Okay, so wait, can you hear me right now? Jamal, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, hey, I'm DA, by the way. I'm the new third podcast host on
Blake
Modern
is
Bros
no longer
now.
with us.
Wait. What?
Blake is
DA took Blake's spot. And we got a question for you.
Fuck. Bet. What?
All right. Okay. So Jamal, we're talking about. Luke brought up the Chiefs. There's this kid who got portrayed as doing blackface or whatever at the Chiefs game, and I just had a question. I asked like any fans that were of color that would you personally be offended by this? Because I've always been curious by this. If a kid for like Halloween, right? Say they I know how blackface, like if you did like the big lips and like blackface and we're making fun of black people, that would be insulting. But if a kid dressed up as like Kobe Bryant because he's the biggest fucking Kobe Bryant fan and put on blackface to be more into the costume and it not coming from a racist point just because he's such a big fan, would you still find that offensive as a black person?
If a kid did it?
Yeah, if they're like a little 9-year-old kid.
For Halloween, bro. If he wore the Kobe, the Black Mamba jersey and shit.
All right. I'm gonna keep it a band. High key, it would still be offensive.
Okay.
Because you can get the point across. I'd rather the motherfucker wear an afro.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I'll let you walk away with that one before you paint your whole face black. The parents got some explaining to do.
For sure the parents got some wrong in that.
So, but if he's just wearing the jersey and an afro and a sweatband, then it's not offensive or what?
I wouldn't even trip. I'm like,
it's just the paint.
Bro, like don't paint your face.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, solid, dude.
What about a spray tan? Where are we at with the spray tan?
Somebody's going to get flamed, but if somebody getting the smoke.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It would not be a happy day for the kid because he might get jumped on Halloween night. I ain't gonna cap. He might get jumped.
But you would also find it personally offensive as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I was hella curious because, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not black, so like, I don't know that perspective. But yeah, we wanted to give you a call because they were like, well, our buddy Jamal could fucking answer that question.
Yeah, our history consultant.
The segment is called "Let's Ask a Black Guy."
Fucking facts.
You got it. Can we? Hey, do we have your Do we have your permission to make T-shirts?
Oh fuck, y'all! Hey, hold on. If they blow up, I need like half.
I'll give you 40%.
We'll put you on the shirt too.
If I'm the face of the company, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, how about this? If we use that, we get any proceeds, we need some pies or something too.
I had a joke, and I'm just gonna let it slide. No, God, I really do need to pop up there and bring some cheesecake.
Dude, yeah, you should come by and be a guest and bring some fucking pies and cheesecakes with you or
some
whatever.
Cakes.
What's happening?
What?
Jamal might say some gay shit on the podcast, though. He's known for that.
Oh, okay.
Bro, nah, I let it slide. I let it slide.
Well, Jamal, fucking thanks for answering the question, man, and picking up, dude. You should definitely come on the pod again. I'd love to meet you.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I do have a question for y'all.
Yeah,
Right.
drop it.
Why did y'all kick Blake?
Oh, now we're getting honest.
Oh, nah, see, that's the shit I'm trying to find out. That's the social media juice.
The real reason was it was a conflict of what the podcast meant to all of us. He had a different perspective and what it was to him, and to us it meant a little bit more. And we felt like he wasn't taking the notes that we were trying to give him. So we were like, "Hey man, we're trying to take the podcast in this direction, and it seems like you don't want to do that." So
that was the most what's the word? That was the most
Professional.
Like you rehearsed that answer so many times to
no,
make sure
that was off the dome.
Yes. He just didn't agree with my shit. Nah, you did that very professionally. I fucks with that. I fucks with Blake too, but you know.
Yeah,
I just had
and it's not that I don't like him as a person. That's not it. It's just it wasn't where the podcast and where we're at right now. Sorry about my voice, by the way.
Oh no, you good. You good.
But like where we're going now, we wanted to take it into more of a serious discussion and like talking about a lot of different things, and he wanted to be more jokey and fuck around. So
I would not want me on that podcast. I'm all full of fucking jokes.
no, that's what we do. We do jokes, but it's like well placed. It was off time, if you will.
Not this nigga said, if you will. Cuz got a tie on.
Hey, I know how to put the clip on and take it off.
Yeah, no ties today. Santa hats today.
Yeah, we got Santa hats on today.
Nah, I fucked with it. I bet. I was really thinking about that shit too. I was like, that man Loki did the podcast in a minute.
Yeah, we're bringing you back.
I guess we back. What was your name again, bro?
DA.
DA?
Like district attorney. Yep, you nailed it.
Jamal knows all about that shit.
DA, bro.
Yeah, it's David Anthony, but like everybody just calls me DA because nobody wants to say all that bullshit.
You gonna fuck somebody up with that one? They're gonna think you're a snitch, bro. Be careful with that. Yeah, my name's DA. No, he's the op.
Yeah, if I'm buying anything, then I'm David Anthony.
Yeah.
He goes to Starbucks. My name is David Anthony. He goes to the plug. He be like, yeah, that's DA over here.
All right, Jamal. Well, thanks for picking up, brother. We'll call you next episode as well.
Hey, plug your shit.
Oh, fuck. All right, for sure, y'all. Y'all be easy.
Hey,
plug. You don't
Plug
want
your
to plug
shit.
it?
Oh, wait.
Plug your streaming shit.
Hey, y'all, Lions and Cheesecake Club. Y'all place an order. You feel me? I'm out of this. Y'all be easy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Jamal.
Merry Christmas, Jamal.
Merry Christmas to y'all too.
Later, Jamal.
Later, bro.
Peace.
Hell
Hey,
yeah. Dude.
Hey, no, real talk. Hit him up. He's got some bomb cheesecake.
What, isn't it Jamal Games or something like that?
That's his. Yeah, that's
Twitch.
his stream. That's his Twitch.
Is he
Jamal.
gonna do the naked thing?
Jamal
with
won.
He's already there.
Jamal won the gamer.
Yeah.
Duh, not the. Duh.
Yeah.